Hey guys, Vincent Giallo here. Welcome back. Today we're gonna head out to a local mom and pop video store. They still rent a lot of Blu-rays, DVDs, and things like that, but they've got a whole bunch of VHS in the back. So I kind of want to go through there. I've been there. I've been going there for a couple of years, actually, kind of picking stuff out. And some people are bringing their old tapes and just sort of dumping them there. So I've kind of been scooping up a bit of stuff, but not a lot of good stuff. I probably picked up close to 100 tapes over the last couple of years. Like I said, they still rent out DVDs and Blu-rays, but there's this whole section in the back. So I'm going to check it out, come back here after, guys, and we'll see what I find, and we'll see you guys in a bit. All right, so let's get going. Going to go through there, kind of check it out, see if I left any behind over the last few visits. Probably bought about 100 tapes from these guys already. They did offer to sell me the whole works of it, but I can't really seem to find any room for it. I've kind of debated about it. I'm like, man, I could buy all these old tapes, but I've kind of taken all the good stuff, and now there's pretty much just a lot of the common 90s, early 2000s tapes, so I don't really need a whole couple thousand worth of VHS sitting around. So I'm going to go in and see if there's any last minute little stragglers kicking around, and we will talk to you guys after. We'll do a little review, some of the stuff that I found, and we will talk to you guys in a bit. All right, guys, let's do this. As you can see, this place is crazy. They've got all kinds of tapes here. I've been coming here for a while. I've picked out a lot of the old stuff, a lot of common stuff, a lot of 90s. But one hell of a place to go through if you've got the time. It's like being in heaven, right? Look at this. It's ridiculous. So, I found a couple here. We'll go through them after. It's so quiet in here, it's hard to shoot a video. So we'll go through here a bit more, and then we'll talk about it afterwards. Okay, guys? All right, guys, we're back. So it did pretty good. I'd say we found some good stuff. Nothing, fantastic. Like I said, I've kind of picked out a lot of the stuff from there. But I did find a few. One off the top here is the original Bill Bixby starring in The Incredible Hulk, of course, with Lou Ferrigno, as the Hulk himself. This is an old Blockbuster tape, but this is the original MCA video cassette, guys. So a pretty cool find. Pretty cool. I kind of can't say I've really come across this ever. I don't have this in the collection, so looks like it's in pretty good shape. You can see the spine there, guys. So that was pretty exciting. Kind of a good one there. I did find an old HBO copy of Cannonball Run. I don't have this either. It's not the original release, like I said, but I think this one's... Yeah, I don't know. This one might be like the second or third release or something like that, but still, the case is in great shape, and it's a good one to have on VHS. Again, not something I have. These two I found just kind of at the end, kind of threw them in for fun, because I always liked this movie, guys. Night at the Roxbury, of course. You guys have probably seen that one. Pretty common tape, but I don't have it. I'm like, it's $1, we might as well get it. And of course, Mallrats, one of my favorite Kevin Smith. I like Clerks. I like Chasing Amy a lot, but I really, really, really dig Mallrats. I really like Ben Affleck in this, Jason Lee. It's a really good film. Shannon Doherty. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm sure you have, but if you haven't, it's a really, really great late 90s comedy. Mid-90s comedy? 95, mid-90s. There you go. But, of course, I got the Blu-ray of this, but, might as well have the VHS, right? All right, so here's some of the other stuff I found. Of course, look at this old Blockbuster tape. Pretty cool. And it just happens to have Tyson versus Lewis fight on it. So that's, I might have to throw that in. So we got that. What else we find here? Then we got a little double feature here, Christian Slater. Now I do have the original, or not the original, I do have a re-release VHS of this, like a few years later. But this is the original VHS from 1990. I believe the film was 1989, maybe 90. But always great. Samantha Mathis in this, guys. I mean, come on. Really? So good. Really good. Love this box too, with the old 80s kind of, I don't know, whatever you want to call that. Not really grid pattern, but just, So that's a good one. And of course, Cuffs. I remember seeing this one in the theater. I thought it was kind of a good one, kind of comedy, kind of fun. Mila Jovovich in there as well. Cool score by Harold Faltermeyer. I always remember that. So that's Cuffs. Picked that up too. I actually saw this one a few times there. I kind of stashed it on the side. I thought, well, if ever I get back there again, I'll pick it up. And yeah, of course it was there. And like I said, these guys have at least a couple thousand tapes, but I have no room for them. And it's mostly the common stuff, so it's not really worth buying all their stock. But this one here seemed pretty cool. I've never seen this. Teresa Russell, anything with Eric Roberts from the 80s or 90s, come on. I mean, you want to pick this up, right? But it also has Alyssa Milano in it. So that's kind of a cool one. It's kind of like, what does it say? The real story of Ma Barker and her boys. So it's, these guys going on a crime spree across, 7 states. FBI is in pursuit, this kind of thing. Mid-90s, 1996. So this should be a good one. We've got an Ali Sheedy vehicle here called Amnesia. This one sounded pretty cool too. It's about this guy who's, let me see here guys, what does it say? Yeah, it's a guy who fakes his own death, and his wife, collects the insurance money, blah, blah, blah. Then he plants some evidence on a small boat. He loses his balance and hits his head, causing amnesia. Things really become chaotic when a murderous motel owner and a seedy insurance investigator become involved in the sensual game of life and death. Anything with a murderous motel owner, come on, guys, is worth a look, right? Check it out. Amnesia. Never seen this one. It's probably like a mid-90s kind of thing. Yeah, 97. Man, I like these kind of erotic thrillers, psychological thriller kind of things. Like, I've got a whole section of these behind me down on the bottom here. Probably 30 or 40 tapes. I love this stuff. Just kind of like throwaway, but it's worth a watch, and it's so good. Ali Sheedy back in the 90s. I don't know. We'll check it out. See what that's all about. I picked up Edward Scissorhands. I think I have this already, but it came in one of these little squeeze shake kind of plastic cases back in the day, and what the heck, right? Throw it in there. Then I've got a few others here, guys. This one here is the RCA Columbia Pictures Pulse release. It's funny because I actually bought this exact case in this kind of like a cutout clamshell a couple years ago, and the tape wasn't in it. I usually check, but I didn't check it at the time. Well, now I've got 2 cases, and I actually have the actual tape. This is one I haven't seen, guys. It's always kind of intrigued me, the cover. It's this sort of kind of like a telepathic, this kind of, what the heck is it? Electrifying tale of terror. An 11-year-old and his stepmother are out for the summer when he discovers that his house next door was violently destroyed and the old man living there electrocuted. David begins to panic. Even in his own home, the lights, the appliances, electrical systems are taking on the evil, vengeful life of their own. Blah, blah, blah. So it's a well-crafted thriller that will keep your heart pounding. It's Pulse, the ultimate shocker. Well, we'll see about that, but definitely a cool one. Want to check that one out. And then we've got another one here, guys. This one here, I don't think I've seen this either. Paradise Motel. It seems to me, though, this one's about a guy who's his father, like, they move around the country, and he's always trying these different, like, kind of businesses and things like that, and he ends up starting up a motel. And so he ends up making friends with this guy, this kind of party animal at school. So he's hoping to kind of get his sex life back in order, because he's been moving around the country. He can't really find a steady relationship, and, girls and all this kind of stuff. So he ends up kind of renting out this room to this party animal, in exchange for, meeting women and stuff like that. So the only thing is he kind of falls for the party animal's girl, I believe. So, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like a sex comedy from the 80s, 1985. Key video, very cool. I figured, I'll probably watch this one. I've got a whole 80s sex comedy section as well, so this will fit in nice next to joysticks, private lessons, and all this kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And last but not least, guys, this one here is one I've never seen either. Supernaturals. I remember always seeing this cover, though. I think it's about like a group of basically zombie Confederate soldiers. This woman leads her platoon out for an exercise out in the forest, where 100 years ago, the Confederates had, fallen, as well as the Yankees, and there's this whole thing. But these Confederate soldiers are now kind of laying, well, they're dead. They're zombies, right? They're underground, dead corpses are in the ground, or what have you, I guess is what I'm trying to say. and they rise up from the grave, and it's kind of like a zombie flick. These Confederate zombies attacking this platoon. I don't know. We'll give it a look. Like I said, you don't see a lot of these kind of covers and a lot of these kind of VHS kicking around anymore because the stuff's picked over so much, right? So anyways, well, there you have it, guys. That pretty much wraps up the stuff I found today. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything out of here that you guys have seen. If you have any comments on some of these, because some of these I haven't even seen before. But I'm going to go through them and watch them. Please subscribe. Greatly appreciated. Like I said, leave some comments below, thumbs up, and we will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care, guys. Thank you.